Hey everyone, and welcome to the Yarn Journey Crochet Podcast. I am your host, Holly. I live in North Carolina with my family, and I just want to say hello to all new viewers and welcome back to returning viewers. You can find me on Instagram as Yarn Journey Crochet. You can also find me on Ravelry as Holly Nicole 1316. And I will also link below my Etsy shop. So everything is always linked down below for the most part. We do have a Ravelry group, the Yarn Journey Crochet Podcast group. And we are currently running a sweater cal until March 2019. So if you have made any shirts, sweaters, cardigans, tanks, it all counts, crochet and knit. As long as there is no mesh and no children's sizes. That's it. Yes, I just did prizes in September, so the next prize will be pulled in December. So that'll be a nice little Christmas present for you guys. And the cal is being ran in the Ravelry group. As you can tell, I'm wearing my TriPeaks Shawl. I have released this pattern, so if you have been keeping your eye open for it, waiting for it to come out, it is now on Ravelry for purchase. So as you can see, it's a nice little fade. Yee! And it is now up on Ravelry and my Etsy shop, so you can go buy that, and that's what I'll be wearing because I'm so excited. It actually feels like fall, and it has felt like fall for like the last 3 days, and I've been loving it. I'm so excited. Like, I have not been in the greatest of moods lately because this heat has just been so bad all up until fall, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, when are you gonna go away? Heat, go somewhere else. I don't want you here anymore. And the last 3 days have felt like fall. It's been cool. Like, I was able to open my windows last night. We went on a walk, and I actually met some pretty cool people while we were walking in the neighborhood. So that was a bonus. So yes, I am loving it. It has put me in a great mood because some people get the seasonal depression. So like during fall, winter, they are like depressed because of the weather and being inside so much. And me, I am the complete opposite. I'm like, I want to go out. I want to do everything because it's cool. Like, I don't care if I freeze. A little frostbite ain't gonna stop me. Like, I want to be outside. I want to go do things. I don't want to be in the house. Like, and I love the cold weather. Where summer, I'm cooped up all the time, and I'm just like, I hate this. I want it to be cold. So, yes, that is my little spiel. I have gotten a lot of stuff done this week. So, let's jump in. Let me see if I've gotten through all the administration's situation. Yes, okay, so FOs. I have FOs. Sorry, this is like really bothering me. Let's see if I can do more. There we go. It was like this side was looking really light, and then this side was like looking really shadowy, and it was like really driving me crazy. Okay, so I have FOs. So the first ones that I finished was my little pumpkin. This is a pattern. It's 2 pumpkin sizes. That's what it's called. Pumpkin in 2 sizes. By Erica Dietz. It's a free pattern on a blog, and I just made this cute little one because it's just so cute. I'm using Loops and Threads Impeccable in the colorway Camo Tweed and Falling Leaves colorway. So this is the Falling Leaves, and the Camo Tweed is the, oh, that's really blowing it out over here. Yes. So it is super cute. That is the first one I made. And then I made this one. It is so freaking adorable. And I just have to say, I am loving tweed right now in these pumpkins. Like, because pumpkins aren't perfectly one color, right? And although they're adorable when they are one color, like crocheted, I love it in the tweed. It is amazing because, you know, pumpkins aren't perfect in real life. So I felt like giving my pumpkin a little tweedy stuff. It just made sense. Let me put that down. Let's see. See, now I'm like really shadowy on this side. And now I'm not. Okay, we'll just stick with this. So this is Ivory tweed, I believe. I lost the ball band because I caked it up. Like, this is all I have of the little cake from this pumpkin. So this is what it looks like. So it's just ivory, it's tweed. And how do you like this fire in the background? Sorry, I'm totally getting distracted. I don't have a fireplace. I grew up with a fireplace in both of my parents' houses that we owned. Well, they owned, not we. I didn't pay rent. We had fireplaces in both houses that I grew up in. And now not having a fireplace in my house drives me crazy. Like, that is a must-have on my buy list. And last year, or when we bought our last house, our house didn't have one, and I was so upset. But anyways, yes, that was my pumpkin. And then I finished my Latte head wrap by Lacey of the Hooked on Owls podcast. She made this pattern and published it not too long ago. So let's see. Oh, I have a knitting needle holding my hair together because I'm too lazy to go and put on hair tie like a real human being. So, how cute! And I'm using Paintbox yarns in the Simply DK weight, in the Colorway 103 Misty Gray. And I have to say, I love this pattern. It was super quick. Like, I whipped it up in a night. Wait, no. I started it really late one night, and then I finished this piece, that goes around it, the next morning, and I had it finished. So, yes. I love this, and I will be wearing these during winter. And I am probably going to make Emma one. She saw it, and she's like, I want one. Of course Emma wants one. She always wants something. So, yes, that is my... no, not my last whip. This is the last whip I have to show you, or FO. Oh my gosh, like, I am so out of it. This is my last FO that I can show you. So, I was making that basket for someone who bought it from me, or commissioned me to make it for them. Now, I will never make one of those again. Never. They are a pain in the butt. Basically, it wasn't the yarn's fault, but it was kind of the problem. So with those type of baskets, you tend to do them in either single crochet. Well, yeah, you tend to do them in single crochet, and you have to go like through the V and not through the loops, which I did through the loops. But I did the whole thing, finished it, wove in all the ends, and then I was looking at it and it just wasn't sitting right, and it was like floppy on the bottom because my gauge loosened up, because trying to keep that yarn so tight with an 8mm hook was killing my wrists. So I loosened up my gauge, but when doing so, the basket started to blob. So I finished it, and I was like, you know what? I don't even care. I was like, I don't even care. I'm just gonna send it. I don't even care. I just want to be done with this. I don't want to mess with it anymore. Sorry, there we go. I don't want to, I don't. I'm not. And then I slept on it. I woke up and I looked at it again, and I was like, everything inside me was like, okay, seriously, you cannot send that to someone looking like that, because then, you know, they're going to contact you and be like, what the heck is this? This is terrible. You know, like putting reviews somewhere that's like, this was the most worst thing I ever bought and my grammar is terrible right now, but whatever. So I did the honorable thing and I ripped the entire thing out. The entire basket, which took me over a week to do because of, you know, yarn issues. I did the whole thing over again. The entire thing. And you know what? I redid it and it looked perfect, but because of how high it went, it was kind of starting to, it stood straight, but because of how high it was going and how heavy the yarn was, it was kind of boop, like bloop, bloop. But it was straight. The tension was perfect all the way through. It was shaped perfectly, no issues. So I was like, you know what? I am happy sending this. If she has an issue with it, at this point, it's out of my hands. Like, that's just the nature of the yarn and how heavy the project was. And then someone told me about going through the V-stitch and it would actually stand straight completely, no matter how heavy it was. And I was like, I wish I would have known that earlier before I redid the whole thing. But, you know what? I'm happy with it. I hope she's happy with it. So, yes. That has been sent out to her. Hopefully she gets it soon and she likes it. If she doesn't, well, I can't please everybody. I redid it and made it perfect for her. But the basket that I did make, I didn't have a pattern. I just made it up. Which is the yarn I was using is the Bernat Maker Home Decor yarn. Or Home Deck. It says Home Deck on it, not decor, but home decor, you know. And the colorways were Aqua and Clay, which I know last time I didn't have the colorway name for the gray. But yes, those are the colorways. The yarn itself isn't a bad yarn, but I was holding it 3 strands together, which made it like a super bulky, almost like jumbo weight yarn. And I was using an 8mm hook and it just tore up my wrists. And I won't do it again. I won't do it again. It was terrible. But the yarn itself is not a bad yarn. It's just the way I was using it and it was terrible. That's it. So, now on to whips. Guys, I have started so many new projects, which I probably shouldn't have because I have so many projects that I still need to finish, which, I have been doing Vlogtober, which I have missed a few days, but I mean, I came out straight on the first video like, you're probably not going to get a video from me every day. 1, my life is not that exciting. 2, I would be filming like the same thing every day and you guys would get bored and wouldn't watch it. So, that being said, I will be doing a Whip Wednesday. I don't know if, I was talking to Lacey about it and I don't know if she's going to do a Whip Wednesday or not. Lacey from the Hooked on Owls podcast, she's doing Vlogtober as well. We're going to be doing a Whip Wednesday, and I was going to pull out all of my whips and show all the whips that I have that have been hiding, hibernating, cowering in a corner, collecting dust, hiding from me, or ones that I have completely neglected. So we're going to pull all those out and we're going to show you on Wednesday. Well, I am. I'm not sure if she is. I think she might be. And I did do a craft room tour on Vlogtober. It's my last video that I just did. So it was just a quick craft room tour. Nothing crazy. I think it was like 15 minutes. So yeah. Anyways, I completely got distracted again. Whips. So, whips. Okay. Whips. First things first, the one that I made probably the least amount of progress on was Emma's knitted hat. So this is the Caron and Pantone. I believe it's frozen berries. So I think I was like right in here when I showed you guys last time, and I finished up the pink section, and I'm starting to do the 2 rows of white to give it the frozen look. Yes, and then I will be doing, what's the next color? I'll be doing this blue color on there next. So this was Colin's beanie from last one, and I still haven't woven in the ends. I need to look it up how to weave in ends in knitting, because when I've done it, mine end up showing through. So I really need to look that up. But anyways, I'm going to be doing this blue color next on hers after the white, which will be soon. Hopefully I don't lose this stitch. Oy. So yes, I haven't made much progress on that one at all. So that, there was no pattern. I was just doing a 2x2 rib and then just knitting around and around and around. And I think I've been doing my decreases wrong because I'm just doing them the same way I do in crochet, but it did, I mean, it doesn't look bad, but I end up getting this little, almost like a nipple right on the top of the hat. So I think I might decrease it like a sock, but in 4 places. So it's like evenly decreased. I don't know. I'll have to look up different types of decreases for that hat. So next, okay, the next one is my sister's baby blanket, who, by the way, is scheduled to have her baby on November 1st, but she doesn't think she's going to make it that long. So we'll see. I have been working on this like mad. I have been putting so much work into it. Okay, so let's get to the, is this the top? Where am I at? Yes, this is the top. Oh, don't want to lose that. So, it's fairly big now. Like, I can't. Okay, so I'm going to fold it in half so you can see the progress that I've made. So I was down here where this stitch marker is, the rows, and I have put all these rows on it, and I have to be honest, I love the way this is coming out, but I am not a fan of the ripple. It's nice that it is repetitive, so I can sit here and like watch stuff and do it. But if you don't count as you kind of do it, you can mess up really easily and shift your entire like ripple. So I have had that a couple times where I've like missed a stitch. So yeah. So I made a lot of progress on this. The gray is Graymist. I love this yarn. And Graymist, Ivory, and Rosy Cheeks. So I love this blanket. It's coming out adorably. And I've noticed it uses a lot of ivory and not very much pink. So it's like ivory is used the most, then gray, then pink. So I am loving the way this is coming out. It is super adorable. And I have doubled the amount of rows that I am doing from the initial blanket. So yeah, this is like really jacked up. Hold on. I also wrote something on here that I don't know if I should show. Okay, there we go. So what I have been doing is, so this is the first amount of rows that she has you do. And so there's a total of 55 rows, and then I'm doubling, so I'm just checking off as I go along this side. Crystal Tea Knits Blanket Camo. Okay. So that is how I'm keeping track of my rows. So that is that. Like I said, I am not a fan of the ripple, but I'm doing it because I love her and the new baby. I'm so excited. Next one. I had to use my brain for a second because I was like, wait, what's going on? So in my Lila Styles Hocus Pocus bag, yeah, I have this bad boy. Hold on, let's see if I just turn it a little bit. If it'll get... There we go. You can kind of... There. Because I want it to kind of light me up, but I'm noticing when I put stuff forward, it's like really, sorry, my contacts are dry. So this is the Bad Wolf Girl Studio yarn that I bought, and you saw in the last podcast. This is her colorway. This is Halloween. So, yes. And, dun, 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 I am making socks for myself again. And I realized, so here's the start. Actually, I have noticed that when I was doing my socks, so I noticed that my toes were really shallow, like maybe half an inch, super shallow. And I was like, why is everybody's toes way longer than mine? I don't understand. What am I doing wrong? And I could not figure it out, which I totally messed up right here. I don't know if you can tell, but the stitch got like really big. It like got caught on this one, and then when I went to knit it, got super loose. But I didn't drop any stitches. Like I double checked like a billion times. I did my count and everything was fine. Anyways, sidetracked again. I am so sorry. The squirrel episode. That's what we're gonna call it. The squirrel episode. So, I was watching the Woolen Homestead podcast with, oh my god, I'm totally blanking on names. It's a husband and wife duo, and they're so down to earth and so cool. But she was talking about the afterthought heel and how you decrease them just like toes. And I was like, okay. And then she mentioned how you're supposed to decrease one normal row, decrease. And I was like, that's what's wrong with my toes. I was increasing every round, so it made them very shallow. And I kept wondering why they weren't the right way. And that was why. I was increasing every row instead of increase, straight row, increase, straight row. So now I have a proper toe. Sorry, the lighting is going to be fantabulous in this. So I started this last week, a few days ago. So I've been wanting some Halloween socks, and finding Halloween yarn that I really like has been really hard, because some people's interpretation of Halloween is just way different than mine. So when I saw this and it had all the speckles, it kind of reminds me of candy corns and, you know, the greens and the pops of purple. You know, it was Halloween to me. So these are my Halloween socks, even though I'm not probably going to have them done by Halloween. Because I'm a pretty slow knitter. But knitting is slower than crochet anyways. So yes, that is this sock. And I think I said the yarn right. Bad Wolf Girl Studios. This is, yeah, okay. In Lila Styles. So that is one of my knitting whips. And then my next whip. Oh, and the pattern that I was using is, it's not a pattern, it's a recipe. The Sockmaticians toe-up sock recipe. I should probably stop saying that because I use that for all the socks. That's how I figure it out. And then in my Edgar Allan Poe bag with my Bad Wolf Girl Studio knits pin, I have Emma's sock, which I have a finished sock. And I started hers, which I did her toe incorrectly, but I want her socks to match because I was able to get her her socks to fit. So although her toes are not correct, they fit her. And I don't want her to have two different socks, if that makes sense. They need to match. So I did it incorrectly on purpose on this time. And I started hers, so I have started it. And this is Knit Picks Felici in Sour Candy. This is what I have left. So it's like super bright neon sour candy colors and rainbow, obviously. She loves this yarn. Loves it. So I've been working on that. Not as much as I should be because this girl has been wanting socks for ages. And I need to... And her sock is really, really quick. I mean, this is a small little sock. It's a small sock. You know? And I want to make Colin some socks. I have some... And him, because his feet are so small, I could probably get it out of a 50-gram ball. I won't need a full 100 grams. So, also, same pattern, a recipe. So that is my last knitted whip. Next up is my Reminisce sweater, which it seems like everyone has either finished or is starting theirs. So I have the pattern here, but let me show you the picture. So if you don't remember what it looks like, or this is the first time you are hearing of it, you can see what it looks like. Okay, so this is the Reminisce sweater by Heidi May of the Velvet Acorn. It is totes cute. Who the heck am I today? I've never said totes, ever. I don't know. I'm just in a good mood, and we're rolling with it. So that is the pattern. It is super cute, and I know Hannah of the Cozy Cottage Crochet, she just finished hers. And I was watching her podcast last night as I was working on this sweater. And she was like, oh, I just finished this sweater. And I was like, that's funny. I'm doing my sweater. I'm using Loops and Threads Joy DK in the colorway Snow, I believe. I'll double check. Yeah, Snow. White. I know. I don't understand. But I have made quite a bit of progress on this. So last time you saw it, I was right here, and I've done all this. So, I mean, it isn't... Okay, that is... They're wrong. I have, like, a whole bunch of, like... So, as you can see, it's like, it's coming together. I have a whole bunch of stitch markers, because I like... With this sweater, it's really easy to lose count of where you're at. So this is where I'm at so far. So if I was to put it on, like I do, which I'm having issues with apparently because... Okay, there we go. So as you can see, I'm actually going to be splitting for the sleeves soon. I'm finally getting to where the yoke depth needs to be 10.5 inches. So, okay, come on, get out of there. So it needs to be 10.5 inches, and I think I'm at like 9, so I need another 1.5 inches, so like a few more rows. And then I'll be splitting for the sleeves, and then working the body. So I'm getting super close. I'm finished with the increases, I'm just making it longer. Super close to splitting this off, and then I am going to be doing like a purple band and then purple ribbing on the bottom, I think. Yeah. And then 2 purple stripes on each arm and then purple cuffs. Yes. So it's going to very much have that like preppy, like 50s Letterman's jacket look. That is super adorable. So yes, that is where I'm at. And this cardigan, or sweater, has so many buttons. So many buttons. I have no idea where I'm going to find all the buttons. Like, even Hannah was like, there's so many buttons. So many buttons. And she bought, like, 3 packs of buttons just to get all the same color. So, yeah. And how cute is that? That is the... stitch marker I bought from Randy on her Etsy shop. And see, I'm pretty sure it's Anseer Handmade. So yeah. I'll link it below. So that is my cardigan that I've been working on, or the sweater. And I love it. And I cannot wait to wear it. Like last night, oh, what happened here? What happened here? Last night we went on a walk and it was like chilly and I was like, I wish I had this cardigan finished so I could wear it right now. But I didn't have it made. So hopefully soon. So I think I'm going to start doing a section of what I'm designing. Although I do kind of like to keep it secret. Not so much that like I'm worried about someone stealing the design or anything. It's more so I don't make something and you guys see it and you like it and you want it, and then I decide I don't like it and I don't make it. Because I have a tendency to do that, where I'll start on something and I'm just like, I don't love how this is coming out. I don't want to finish. So, with that being said, there are two things. One I have shown on the vlog, which is going to be my Cabin in the Woods sweater, which is this huge, super bulky weight sweater. I don't know when I'm going to have this published. I don't know. I don't know when it's going to be up for sale, because I do have to do a lot of sweater math for it, which is not as intimidating as I thought for some reason. Like, for me, whatever reason, I was making it way more complicated in my head. And I know I talked about this last year about sweater math with when I was making Emma's little shirt thing. And I don't know why I was making it so complicated. It doesn't make any sense. Because I have the measurements for where a sweater is supposed to fit. So I gauge. That's what gauge is. That's why you do gauge swatches. But anyways, this is my Cabin in the Woods sweater. I am using Loops and Threads Copenhagen in the colorway Fjord, which is also what I bought in my hoarding right here. I'll go more into that when we get there. But it's a super bulky weight, and I just kind of love this marled look that it has. So I have a nice, I don't even know, how much ribbing is that? Where's my, wrong side. Good gravy. It's about 4 inches of ribbing, but it goes by super quick because it's super bulky yarn. So if you're someone that lives in like those really cold climates, this sweater is going to be for you, because it's made with super bulky yarn and it is going to be so toasty. And I kind of want it oversized. Yeah, kind of want it oversized so it's nice and cozy. Like, it's one of those sweaters that you just throw on, that it's almost like so thick it's like a blanket kind of thing, and you just curl up on the couch. Yeah. So, like, this would be the perfect crochet knit sweater that you wear sitting on the couch with a blanket on your lap, or your project, watching a movie with a cup of cocoa in this. So I am going to make this, but I also want to do one in a single color so you can kind of see what it looks like without all the marling, because this is going to be a very basic sweater. It's not going to be like, there isn't going to be really many patterning in it, if at all. So it's going to be super simple, easy to do. And Colin is banging at my door like he is the police. So I Loops and Threads Fjord. So I'm not sure when this will be coming out, but once I finish it, it won't be too long after that, because it's just basically down to the math. And yeah, there's that. That's what that's one thing I'm designing. Now, this next one I have not shown anybody. It has not been on my has not been on Colin! Nick! Get him! He's banging on the door!
Are you done?
No! I've only been filming 30 minutes!
What?
It's only been 30 minutes. I'm almost done. So, this has not been on. Oh my gosh. My family's crazy. I'm going to call this the Icy Mountain because that's what it reminds me of. And it's a shawl. No one has seen this yet. It has not been on Instagram. It has not been on the vlogs. I mentioned it in the vlog, but yeah. But this, I know for a fact I will be publishing because it's going to be a super simple shawl, but I like it. And it's more inspiration from the colors that I found. So, this is color 3, technically. This is Paintbox Simply DK in the colorway 108 Light Caramel. And I'll show you the bag in a second once I get the yarns out. And then this is color 1. So it's a 3-color shawl. Is this hooked into anything? No, that's what I thought. So this is color 1, and this is colorway 102 Champagne White, which is blowing out like incredibly white right now, but it's not super duper white. And then color 2 is 132 Wash Teal, and these are all Paintbox yarn Simply DK. I love these colors together. Like, just look at them. Like, it's supposed to go like that. How pretty. So pretty. Okay, sorry. So I just started designing this, and before we show you the design, this is the bag that I mentioned I bought from Randy. This is her, I think this is the medium-sized bag. It's a drawstring. Oh, that was a big fiber. Do I need to sneeze? Ooh, excuse me. It has a handle, which I love. It's just a basic, like, tan fabric on the inside. I got this from her shop because this was the fabric Nick! This is the fabric I really wanted to buy for myself, but I couldn't find it. Squirrel. So, that is the bag. And this is the shawl that I'm starting. So, it's going to be kind of stripy. It's not necessarily a fade or anything. It's just really weird striping, and it's going to be asymmetrical. So, as you can see already, like, this thing's already the size of my arm. And I still have quite a ways to go. So, starts with the white, and then we have some striping, and goes to the blue. Like, I really didn't want the stripes to be even or, like, I didn't want it even, and I didn't really necessarily want it to be a fade, and I didn't really want it to be, like, like an intuitive repeat. I wanted it to be like random, which even though the blue stripes are like 1, 2, 2, 1, but this is 2, 1, 1, and then 5 or 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6. So striping is totally random. So yes, I'm hoping to have this done by next podcast, and then maybe I could get some testers. So super simple asymmetrical shawl, which for some reason it's like bowing out. I don't know. So yeah, I'm super excited about this one. I don't know why. It's super simple, but yes, I'm super excited about it. So I'm going to put the yarns back. And then at this point, it would be hoarding, which I'll tell you right now, I did not get much this time around, like this past 2 weeks. So I got the Copenhagen, and the first time I went, it was buy one get one free, and so this is the one I got. It was buy one get one free, and me being dumb and not realizing I bought 3 of these when I should have got 4 because the 4th one would have been free. Yeah, so I got 3, and I was like, in the car, kids are buckled, and I should have got 4 because the 4th one would have been free. But I ended up going back a few days later, and a new sale started, which was all loops and threads were buy one, get one free. But they also put the Copenhagen on sale for $5. So I paid $5 plus I got one free, which these are normally $7.99. So I ended up getting 6 the second time around. So I ended up getting 9 balls of Copenhagen in total within a week span. But I went there to get more yarn. Sorry, someone was walking outside the window. I went to get more yarn for the basket because I ran out. I was 10 stitches short the first time of the gray. But then I did it all over again, and I ended up being short the aqua. So when I went back for the aqua, that's when I got the more balls for that. And then the bag, but I bought that technically last podcast, so you guys already knew about it, but you hadn't seen it. So that one kind of doesn't even count as an acquisition. I was just able to show you that I bought it. Or I was able to show you what I bought like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. That's it for acquisitions. I didn't get anything else that I can think of. So that is it. Hardly any acquisitions or hoarding. So this week has been pretty chill. Not much has gone on. We ended up getting a little bit of a tropical storm from Hurricane Michael, which hit the panhandle of Florida right after we got hit by Hurricane Florence. So we had a nice day of rain and wind, and it knocked out the power from about 5:30 until about midnight. Which isn't insane because luckily it was cooler, so we could open up the windows. But it was getting pretty stinking warm during the day because it was storming outside, but it was still 85 degrees. So it was pretty hot. Trying to think what else. I bought the yarn. Went grocery shopping a lot. Did a lot of dishes. Laundry. You know. Yeah, so I haven't done much, but I did release my shawl pattern, which is like, I've never been nervous releasing a shawl pattern before. So, and I've said this in the vlog. So if you've been watching my Vlogtobers, I've already said this. But if you are someone that doesn't like Vlogtober and just watches for the podcast, I did release this, and I was so nervous. I've never been nervous to release a pattern before, ever. When I released the Summer Romance shawl, wasn't nervous. When I released my hat patterns, didn't care. I was like, well, if someone buys them, they buy them. Like, I've never been nervous. And this time I was so nervous because this is something that I feel like this is the first project that I actually tried really hard to make it not, how do I put this? I feel like I put so much effort into this to make it look like a knitted project. You know, I wanted it to be one of those higher end looking crochet projects. That's what I'm kind of get to. Is I wanted it to look like a high-end knit piece, you know, but it's not knit, it's crochet. And I feel like there isn't a lot of high-end knit type or high-end crochet type projects. And that's what I really wanted, you know, I wanted it to kind of look like that luxury type crochet project. And that's what I was gunning for. And I put a lot of time in this and effort, and I had a lot of mistakes, so I had to spend a lot of time fixing it. So yeah, that was something I was like so nervous about. And, you know, very few people use hand-dyed yarn and crochet designing, so that was something else. I was like, you know, it probably would look best with a speckled yarn from a hand-dyed yarn company. So us crocheters tend to be more on the frugal side. So I was just worried that it wouldn't necessarily hit the same way it would if it was like a knit pattern or something. So yeah, that was like nerve-wracking. But I did get some good feedback, and my testers were amazing, which everyone's still working on it because it took me so long to fix the pattern, which after I fixed it, I was like, you know what, I'm just releasing it if there's any other issues. Hopefully there isn't, fingers crossed. I think I got everything, but it happens, mistakes happen. So yeah, I was so nervous, but so excited at the same time. So excited. So with these next ones, I'm really excited too because I've never made a sweater pattern. And this shawl, I mean, it's super simple, but it's something, I don't know. I'm trying to get, I want to bring that feel that knitting brings knitters, like the luxury knits, but I want it to be like the luxury type crochets, you know, where we have the fancy yarns for it, or, you know, yeah, okay, I'm going off on a tangent. Forgive me. So yes, not much else is going on. Halloween is right around the corner, and I'm super stoked about that. I think we're down to 17 days until Halloween. I'm so happy. So excited. So I think I will leave it at this because it is 46 minutes now, and I'm pretty sure my phone is going to die soon. Well, not die, but it's like going to cut off from memory. So I hope you guys are all having a wonderful weekend, and I will see you back in 2 weeks for the next podcast episode.